Okay, I just finished replacing all the lamps in this receiver. All the fuse style lamps are replaced. The pen lamps up here have all been replaced. And the meter lamps. We got the dial cord pulleys back in. And I tested all the lamps with just an AC power supply to make sure they worked. I'm not going to test them in the receiver until after I get some caps replaced. So right now I'm going to move on to this power supply board and get all these caps replaced in here.
It's like pitching at the Roman Coliseum. At any moment, Fenway Park is a great place to play ball. I'm telling you, it's the only stadium where you can be on the mound and hear personal insults from the stands.
It's interactive.
It's great, and it starts way before the game. When the team bus pulls up to Fenway Park at 3 o'clock in the afternoon for a 7 o'clock game, there are 250 people hollering at you in a foreign language.
Right.
And that starts it off.
Really? So you're welcome to make you feel warm as soon as you show up?
Oh, yeah.
You realize that now that you've said that you can hear them, it's going to be worse.
Yeah. Now they
Everyone's
know.
like, oh, they can hear.
I tell you,
The people throwing the food.
yeah, right.
You have less time to react.
But there was shelter there too,
Yeah, I know.
underneath something. Frankie Cressetti said, "Are you crazy? These people."
Don't you know where you are? They'll kill you. That's terrible.
Yeah.
One of the things in your book is shenanigans of baseball, which have arguably gotten worse since then. But compared to other sports around the world, baseball players are hardly immoral at all. We're going to ask you 3 questions about people who really know how to cheat. Get 2 right, you win our prize, one of our listeners, Carl's voice in their home answering machine. Carl, who is Jim Bouton playing for?
Jim is playing for Margaret Brown of Hamilton, Massachusetts.
Ready to go?
I'm ready.
Here is your first question. First question. One of these was the biggest scandal of the Sydney Olympic Games of 2000. Was it A, the Spanish Paralympics basketball team, none of whose members were actually disabled? B, the Estonian sailing team.
With that.
You're going to go with that? Sadly, it was the Spanish Paralympics basketball team. The scam was revealed by a journalist who actually got onto the team, and after the Olympics and they won their gold medal, he revealed that nobody in the team was actually disabled. They were all faking. And once the report was published, they had to give up their gold medal.
Wow. See, I never read the sports section.
I understand. It's nothing there of any interest for any person. All right, you still have 2 more chances here. Jockey Sly Cormouche, that's his real name, Sly Cormouche, once used a heavy fog bank to win a horse race. How? A, he just stopped his horse, waited for the rest of the horses to come around the track, and then raced ahead of them to cross the finish line first. B, he got off his slow horse, rode around on a faster one, then jumped back on the slow one to win. Or C, he moved a fence that all the other horses got lost.
Whoa. I like the horse stopping.
He stopped or waited for
Yeah.
them to come around. That's what he did.
Yeah, okay.
Huge fog bank, nobody could see him. So as soon as he got out of the gate, he just reined up, waited for them to come around, and then he just rode in ahead of them to win. Although he got greedy, he won by too much, so people started asking questions. Last question. This is good. If you get this one right, you'll win.
Like 2 out of 3?
You get 2 out of 3, you win.
All right.
Perhaps the most famous sporting scandal ever was the strange attack on Nancy Kerrigan right before the 1994 Winter Olympics.
Oh, yeah.
Many in Ireland are sick and tired of the stereotypes people have about the Irish. In fact, last week a team in Ireland opened a museum to rehab the image of one particular sect of Irish society. Whom?
The Druids,
Close, but no cigar.
the alcoholics, the famous Irish famous.
No, he said one particular sect. He didn't say.
Oh, I'm sorry. Listen.
No, I mean, they're like much like Druids, they are magical.
This
Smaller.
Oh, the leprechauns.
The leprechauns, yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Dublin's $6.8 million National Leprechaun Museum wants to re-educate people about what goodbye this was.
However, Democratic Congressman
Congressman Dr. Moreau
Yes.
has an opposition.
Human-animal hybrids will be banned. Overseas, you see scientists me think of impure things. Or C, he gave up a lucrative endorsement contract with Canada Dry once he learned that people mix their sodas with alcohol.
Wow. Yeah. That's a stumper. I'm 0 for 1, Jack. I don't know. You might have to take this one. I hope that it's number 2, because that's just really the funniest of the possibilities. I think it's number 1, though.
You think it's number 1? He refused to kiss Shirley
yeah.
Fence? And that is, in fact, what it was. Very good. Apparently, Mr. Boone was only willing to pretend to be romantically involved with single actresses.
Yeah.
All right, this is good. You're 1 for 2 with 1 to go. If you get this, you'll win. Here we go. Mr. Boone had an important role in legal history. Was it A, he pioneered the right for a celebrity to control his image when he sued the makers of an adult film called Pat Boom? B, he was the first celebrity endorser sued by the FTC for making false claims about a product? Or C, accused by a fan of untoward advances, he got off with what is now known as the "Who are you kidding? I'm Pat Boone" defense.
It's clearly the second one.
That he was the first celebrity endorser successfully sued by the Federal Trade Commission for making false claims about product.
Yeah, I like it. I like number 2. Yeah, let's pull it.
And you're right, guys. That's what it was. He endorsed. He, in the 70s, endorsed an acne cream called Acne Stat Hall. Our assistant house manager is Tyler Green. Our intern is You're the Sethist Around, No One's Ever Going to Keep You Down, Kelly. Our web guru is Beth Novi. Engineers include Lester Larchick and Mohammed Mao. Thanks to John Zajac at Chase Bank. BJ Liederman composed our theme. Our program is produced by Eva Walchover, Miles Dornbos, and Emily Acton. Technical directors from Lorna White. Our CFO is NDM. Our production coordinators, Robert Newhouse. Our senior producer is Ian Chillog, and the executive producer of Wait, Don't Tell Me is Mr. Michael Danforth. Thanks to Carl Castle. Thanks to all the panelists and guests you heard this week. And thanks to all of you for listening. I'm Peter Sagal, and we'll be back with you next week. This is NPR.
Alright guys, just a quick update. I finished recapping the power supply board. Because I dropped the screw putting it in, it got lodged behind the tone board. So I had to pull the tone board to get it out, and I figure the tone board's going to be next up. So go ahead and replace the capacitors on here. I'm probably going to go ahead and clean the board and the switches and everything while I have it out. Get it done all in one step. And check the solder joints. Alright, let's get started. Alright, I wanted to show you a couple things. I missed a couple steps on the video. I temporarily remounted this board. I found out that these two caps here that I left long, when I took them out, I couldn't find any polarity markings on them. And I guess wasn't quite sure, and there was nothing marked on the board. Didn't realize at the time that they were non-polar electrolytics, which I haven't seen before. So I'm not quite sure how common they are. But as it turns out, I can't use a polarized electrolytic in its place. So I've ordered the right parts, and they're on their way. So this board is pretty much all clean. All the caps are changed except for these two, which I'll throw in later. I did finish cleaning the switches. I did clean them all, and then I followed up with deoxit fader lube on them. We still have these other switches to do. I'm going to wait on that for now. I'm going to try to continue on with the recap. So now moving on to the amplifier output sections. And this one here I removed off camera. I wanted to do some cleaning. The board, or the main chassis. I did have a couple spots of corrosion, so kind of got a little more involved than I wanted to try to balance out the look of the whole thing. I can't say it's perfect, but there's no rust anymore. And it does look pretty shiny in most spots. I think once I throw the big caps in, it's going to look really nice. You can see up here is still a lot of dirt. And the chassis, will be cleaning all that out. We'll be cleaning the wires. I'm going to change out these capacitors. I did order new resistors here. These guys get kind of warm, and I figure they probably have had 30 years of service. It's time for them to go. I will be checking these transistors here. I'm pretty sure we will. I know they're working fine. I have to think about it. Definitely want to get the caps and the resistors changed there. Clean the board, scrub it, clean these pots here. Clean the bottom of the board. See all the crud. That's going to need some cleaning. It should look like this. So it's going to take a little bit of work. So let's get busy.
Got a report for duty at truck company number 1.
Oh, goodness. Hope you don't have to make a run on a night like this.
Oh, got to, Mother. This is what I needed the most.
Son, it's so dangerous. I just can't help but think how I used to worry about your dad when the weather was bad.
I know, Mother, but I'll be all right. It was a lot colder than this back there in the Battle of the Bulge.
I know, son, but I just can't help worrying.
And there was a lot more dangerous, too, but I got along all right. Oh, so you just quit worrying. And who knows? This may be the chance I've been waiting for to show Chief Cody what... We'll find out pretty quick. Around this next corner. And it's straight down me. Oh, hey, what's that? God, he cut that one close, didn't he? Yeah, little. You can count on Mac. Ian, what? The car coming. Oh, look at the fool right in the middle of the street. Hold on, kid. We're gonna hit.
Nurse, I'm Chief Cody. I want to inquire about one of my boys they brought into the hospital here about an hour ago.
Oh, yes, Chief. You mean Collins in 508.
Yes, is he badly injured?
No. Luckily, he's going to be all right. A slight concussion and a broken arm, but otherwise, he's in good shape. Would you like to see him?
Yes, please.
Very well. Just come with me, please.
Oh, gosh, it's you, Chief. I didn't expect you to be coming down here.
I got to check up on things, you know. Tell me, how are you, boy?
Oh, Chief, I'm all right, only Well, this left wing of mine's kind of out of service for a while, I guess.
Well, I'm mighty thankful it wasn't any worse.
Say, how are the other fellas? Well, did they get hurt?
They're okay, Jim. See, the apparatus didn't turn over after the crash. It skidded into the curb.
Oh.
They hung on and came through with nothing more than a good shaking up.
Well, how about the driver of the car that hit us?
And he's all right, too. Only, well, I can't feel very concerned about careless drivers who fail to give the right way to...
In just a minute, Chief Cody will tell you, boys and girls, how you can help the firefighters in your own town. But first, here's a message of interest to all of you. And now, here is Fire Chief Bob Cody.
Fire hazards found in the average home. Well, that's all for now. I'll see you again tomorrow. And don't forget, I'm counting on you to help prevent fires. So long.
Fire Chief Cody and the young rookie fireman Tim Collins will be back at the same station the next time you hear